New Braunfels is seeing a spike in coronavirus cases. Comal County health officials reporting 26 new confirmed and probable cases. As Hill Country reporter Leah Durain shares the impact on local businesses.
At least 4 area eateries are closed while cleaning and employee coronavirus testing is done. The businesses report an employee testing positive for the virus. Multiple Facebook posts explaining the situation to customers come as the health department sees a jump in local cases. Each business impacted this week is known for something different. New Braunfels foodies craving cupcakes, burgers, sandwiches, or chicken fried steak will have to wait a few days for their favorite spots to reopen. Many of the business owners are sharing how they're working with area health officials on what they need to do to reopen. Their plans include sanitizing the building and having all employees tested before returning to work. Comal County Public Health Director Cheryl Frazier said, quote, "As people increase their contact with each other, we are seeing the spread of COVID-19 increase. It's more important than ever for everyone in our community to protect themselves, their loved ones, and their neighbors by avoiding large groups, wearing face coverings, and washing hands or using hand sanitizer frequently." This week, HEB reports an employee from the grocery store in Bulverde and one working at the location on Highway 46 in New Braunfels have both tested positive for the virus. The company says, quote, "All partners at the locations have been notified and the stores have been cleaned and sanitized, and we continue to enforce proper social distancing practices." 2 Tarts and Gristmill plan to reopen by the end of the week. Muck and Fuss and Mosey's have not yet announced their plans to reopen. And Granzine's, which was impacted last month, they're back to serving that famous barbecue. In New Braunfels, I'm Leah Durain, the KENS 5 Hill Country reporter.